So the group decided to track a whole entire Demogorgon, hoping it would lead them to find Mike's little sister and VECNA, cooking up this master plan like some top-notch chefs. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I had no faith in this. I really thought this shit was gonna fail. But they were really moving like the 2016 Cavaliers when it came to cooking up plans this season. They were not playing with VECNA. They had to get back for Eddie and Max. This shit became real. So the Demogorgon pulls up, thinking it's about to be free eats, trying to capture Derek and take him back to Epstein Island. I remember when he got revealed as a new character on the season 5 posters, and he was just getting flamed to a crisp in the Instagram comments. I know he seen that the next day and woke up like,
I'm like, what he say fuck me for?
Bro was getting done like the nigga in class who asked the teacher where the homework is. And also, I gotta ask, what the fuck VECNA got going on this season, bruh? He hasn't once went for a person above the age of 18. Bro only goes for little kids.
Nah, fuck that shit! This nigga is a fucking pedophile!
He took over Nancy once, but he wasn't even trying to kill her. He just went back to the little kids. He moving like Leonardo DiCaprio after his girlfriend turns 25. Like, look at what he was doing to 11-year-old Will, bruh. Nah, he gotta go.
Oh, man.
Lock him up.
But the Demogorgon pulls up to the house, and to no one's surprise, he goes straight to Derek's bedroom. Yeah, alright. When the VECNA files come out, don't be shocked. He ain't never seeing the light of day again. But then again, he is in the Upside Down. But that shit ain't a worse enough punishment. He need to get done worse than this nigga. But the Demogorgon spawns in the server and tries to snatch Derek out of his bed. But instead,
Ooh, got his ass.
they got his dumb ass with the setup. And Lucas starts humiliating him, throwing these water balloons full of acetone at him. They then lure him through this Home Alone ass setup, and he falls through the floor, where they shoot the tracker on him and burn him, feeling like he fresh out of a one-night stand with Sexy Red. And you know that burn is way too much for any one person to handle. So he tries to get the fuck out of there. But Mike is like, nah, lil bro, catch these combos real quick. Doing him like this. So after the combo is over, it escapes to the Upside Down. But Steve and the rest of the group is right on that ass. But the Demogorgon knew he couldn't go back to VECNA empty-handed. So he was like,
I'm leaving here with something. You know what I mean? I'm from around the way. I'm leaving with something.
And he manages to find the barn that they have Derek in. Meanwhile, Holly is out here cosplaying Little Red Riding Hood in VECNA's domain expansion. Don't got a clue in the world of what's going on. She think everything a goddamn game. But she comes across these rocks, trying to look through the cracks like a pervert next to a girl's locker room, as she sees someone and gets scared and runs away, just for it to end up being Max. Yo, I can't lie, when I first seen this, I got so hype. You would have thought I was watching a football game if you were in the other room. Seeing her return, on top of the fact that it's Sadie Sink, had me doing straight backflips. But going back to the group, they sit down and think, and they decide that the smartest possible decision they could do right now is letting Derek go, thinking he's gonna agree and be cool with the very same people who kidnapped him and drugged his family. I can see why they thought this would work though, cause look at his reaction while watching his entire family get offed in front of his very eyes. Like, damn bruh, how many house rules did they have on him? Probably told him some shit like, Derek, you have to take a shower. But as soon as Joyce unties him, he slaps her out the way and hits the dash. The Will is like, oh hell no, you're not about to do that to my mom. And he catches up to him and tackles him. Derek manages to break free, but gets scared by two girls posted up waiting to run his fade. So he retreats to the top of the barn. They try to tell him that him and his entire family being drugged, tied up, and locked in the back of a barn isn't what it looks like. And he's like, where? I don't want to fucking hear it. Which is when the Demogorgon finally makes it to the barn. But y'all don't know about my girl Joyce. She the type to stand on business, one-man army. But Joyce, I do love you, but put the axe down, shorty. I don't know if you got the same dog in you that she surprisingly is able to back it up outside the barn. Got this man Derek shocked. If I was there, as soon as the Demogorgon broke in, I would have turned around to look at Derek and hit this pose. We tried to tell you, bruh. But out of nowhere, it gets ran over like Spider-Man did. Everybody want to be a superhero until they got to go through some shit like this. But after it got up, it was like, nah, I'm not gonna lie, y'all doing way too much. I'm out of here. And he runs away back to the Upside Down. VECNA is gonna press him for not capturing Derek, and he's gonna show him the bruises he got from being hit by a car and burned alive, and he's gonna be like,
This is all I got.
But Steve decides that he's gonna follow it into the Upside Down. And Nancy is like,
That's a great idea. I'm with that.
but everybody else is like,
Is this nigga serious?
but you already know how it goes. If a baddie tells you to do something, do you think it's wise for you to say no? I'm playing, bruh. I'm actually a strict advocator for no simping. Anyways, they go after it, and Will gets a vision, seeing in 4K quality how VECNA has all these kids locked up in his basement, just violating them. Gonna have his lawyer looking at him like,
This is the clearest video I've ever seen. This is the most HD shit ever. This is 4K. How did they get you in 4K?
That ain't me.
but he also sees Holly, but we know in her mind she's experiencing something completely different. So basically, VECNA has them trapped in an infinite Tsukuyomi. After that, we see the military pull up to all these kids' houses because they're trying to save them before they can get taken back to VECNA Island. But the military doesn't know what the fuck they're doing, so the group decides how they're gonna come up with a plan to save them. And Robin over here talking about some,
And personally, for us, I like Dick.
and they decide that they're gonna send this dude Derek into the military so he can give them the W callouts on how to save everybody. Now, to be honest with you, if the military, who are armed to the teeth, cannot save the kids, what do these group of high schoolers, whose best weapon was a slingshot, possibly hope they can do better? But we cut to 11 and Hopper, and they're also in the Upside Down, trying to break into this armed military base with no weapons, no plan, just straight willpower, like she a Green Lantern or some shit. But they have an idea that VECNA might be in there, so 11 is just on go mode. She's been running Avengers level training routines since the last year. If Nick Fury sees this, he's gonna kick Hawkeye right off the squad and give 11 a max contract. But she runs in and uses this brand new move she unlocked this season, the Force Jump, and lands on top of the base. She then goes on to casually catch a body like it's another day in the park, lets Hopper in, and they start scanning the environment for VECNA. Going back to Derek, he starts trying to round up all the kids who have an imaginary friend, and they're all like,
Man, what the fuck is you talking about?
was that?
I'm sorry.
shit's kinda crazy if you think about it. Like whenever I have a kid and he or she comes up to me talking about some, yeah, this is my imaginary friend Tom, but he said he doesn't like you that much. I'ma have to do the John Cena shit. As much as I'd want to beat the black father stereotypes, they just gonna have to understand, bruh. But one girl comes up to Derek and says she knows what he's talking about, and he hits her with this look. But they finish digging the tunnel and start rescuing the kids one by one. Back in the Upside Down, Hopper is still looking for VECNA, but gets into a 1v1 with a soldier. Now we're talking about the same man who 1v1'd a Demogorgon and lived to tell the tale about it. Even got to come home and crack Joyce. In other words, Hopper is that guy. So my parlay is going on Hop every time. So the fight starts, and he slams him into two walls, hits a gut check, gets blocked, knees him, hits a left, then gets hit with a two-piece combo. So Hopper decides to get in his WWE bag and slams bro over his desk. Nah. As a grown-ass man, if you ever get put into this position during a fight, you now have to air the whole block out. Ain't no one living to talk about that afterwards. Hopper then weaves a knife strike and chokes him, but the soldier breaks out of the grab, and before he can make his next move, Hopper splashes some acid into his eyes, got him screaming like the fish from SpongeBob, and tackles him into the room and knocks him out. But within the next second, he starts getting done like how Cell did Trunks. Going back to where the kids are, they're all escaping, until the sink in the bathroom springs a leak. That's what I like to call the opposite of plot armor. When the plot just wants to hoe the main character for no good reason, so some shit like that happens. Like there's literally no reason for this shit to have happened right now. I don't know a name for the term yet, but that's exactly what's going on here. Then, this goddamn goofball, who can't make it any more obvious, gets spotted by the class snitch, who gets officers and tries to see what's going on. So as of right now, we got Hopper getting choked out, the group's cover is blown, and 11 got caught and is getting forced to listen to some trash-ass music. So this doctor walks in and starts rubbing it in Hopper's face. Hey, look what I can do. Aha, you can't do that. But Hopper ain't going for the disrespect. He breaks out, puts her in this crazy-ass position, and for a second, I thought Hop was about to do something absolutely diabolical. But he knocks her out, and then he tells 11 that he plans to go into the main part of the lab, where they could possibly be keeping VECNA, and he's gonna pull one of these. And to make things even worse, Mike, Will, Delightful Derek, and Joyce get caught before they can help all the kids escape, which is when the Demogorgons decide it's the perfect time to pull up. Niggas really be coming out of nowhere just to hate. And it's not just one. They brought out the whole squad, spawning in all over the map. And they are not playing games, bruh. Look at what happened to this dude. Nah, I ain't never seen somebody get done this crazy in this whole entire show. And this next person got done almost as bad. Come here, boy! Since when did they learn coordinated team combos like Ninja Storm 4? But these Demogorgons are just out here terrorizing everybody. Mind you, this is all because VECNA is that down bad to capture a group of 11-year-old kids. Let that sink in. But the group tries to escape, with Mike leading the way, when suddenly, they feel a change in the spiritual pressure. Mike turns around and sees VECNA himself, walking out looking like Megatron. But after he finishes charging up his aura, he starts literally no-diffing all the soldiers shooting at him. First, they gotta fight an army of Demogorgons, and now VECNA? Got them feeling like,
I'm fighting for my life!
They gotta understand that there's just some fights you can't win. Look at what this guy did when he seen Madara summon a meteor out the sky. He had the right idea, bruh. Cause realistically, what the fuck am I supposed to do against that? But the Demogorgons end up winning and taking the kids away, leaving Joyce to stand off against VECNA. How many times do we have to tell her this? So VECNA brushes her off like a piece of paper and lifts Will up and starts making diabolical eye contact while whispering to him. Look at his face. He's terrified now, but if it was Mike doing that, he'd be loving every second. He starts trying to make Will reminisce about their time together, like how a toxic ex comes back into your life around the holidays talking about some, I know I'm the last person you want to talk to, but I still wanted to be the first to wish you Merry Christmas. That sounded personal because it is. But he walks away on some, my job here is done, ass shit. And he has the Demogorgons about to finish the group off. Got Mike flinching as if he got hit with the, chill bro, I wasn't even gonna hit you that hard. But then, look at that boy! My boy Will stepping up in the clutch! And then, nah, he about to give VECNA straight work. And that's not even it. Because meanwhile, in the Upside Down, 11 and Hopper find out that instead of the person being VECNA, it was the girl from season 2 that taught her how to use her powers better. So yeah, the three of them are gonna be moving so damn clean in the next volume, bruh. But I don't know for sure, because there was a part in the trailer where Will was like, so who knows what's gonna happen. But all in all, I like this half of the season a lot. If y'all want another video for volume 2, just let me know. I might just do a video for the last episode since that's gonna be like 2 hours or some shit, but we'll see how things play out. If y'all made it to the end, thank you, and I will see y'all in the next one.